The Man and the Myth. He was a man of short stature, but of infinite ambition. Napoleon Bonaparte, the architect of destiny. Introduction: a Corsican outsider who rose to become the master of Europe. Some called him a liberator who spread the ideals of the French Revolution. Others called him a tyrant who bathed the continent in blood. But who was the real Napoleon Bonaparte? Today, we journey from the rocky shores of Corsica to the smoke-filled battlefields of Waterloo to uncover the story of the man who rewrote the map of the world. Early life: the outsider. Napoleon was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica, just after it was conquered by France. He grew up speaking Italian and hated the French occupiers. When he went to military school in mainland France, he was teased for his accent and his background. But Napoleon didn't want to fit in. He wanted to lead. He buried himself in books, history, law, and military strategy, preparing for a moment that would change everything: the French Revolution. The rise from captain to consul. Chaos is a ladder, and Napoleon was a master climber. While France was tearing itself apart during the Revolution, Napoleon proved his genius at the siege of Toulon. By age 24, he was a brigadier general. His Italian campaign was a masterpiece of speed and surprise. He defeated much larger Austrian armies, winning the hearts of his soldiers. In 1799, he returned to Paris in political turmoil. With a bold coup d'etat, he seized power, declaring himself first consul. The revolution was over. The era of Napoleon had begun. The emperor, spreading the code. In 1804, in a move that shocked the world, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of the French in Notre Dame Cathedral. He didn't wait for the Pope to place the crown on his head. He took it and crowned himself, symbolizing that his power came from his own hand. But he wasn't just a soldier. He created the Napoleonic Code, a system of laws that still influences legal systems worldwide today. He modernized education, stabilized the economy, and built the foundations of modern France. The peak. The master of Europe. Between 1805 and 1810, Napoleon was unstoppable. At the Battle of Austerlitz, his greatest victory, he crushed the combined forces of Russia and Austria. He placed his brothers and sisters on the thrones of Spain, Holland, and Naples. He was the god of war, and for a moment it seemed like the whole of Europe would speak French forever. The turning point: the Russian winter. Every empire has its limits. Napoleon Ancigo led him to invade Russia in 1812 with the Grande Armée of over 600,000 men. But the Russians didn't fight. They retreated, burning everything behind them. When Napoleon reached Moscow, it was a hollow shell, set on fire by the locals. Then came the Russian winter. The retreat was a nightmare of ice, hunger, and Cossack attacks. Only a fraction of his army made it out alive. The myth of his invincibility was shattered. The fall: Elba and the 100 Days. The nations of Europe united against him. In 1814, Napoleon was forced to abdicate and was exiled to the tiny island of Elba. But he wasn't finished. In a daring escape, he landed back in France, and the soldiers sent to arrest him instead joined him. He marched into Paris once again for his 100 Days of final glory. The end: Waterloo and St. Helena. The final showdown happened in 1815 at the Battle of Waterloo. Facing the Duke of Wellington and the Prussian General Blücher, Napoleon's luck finally ran out. Defeated, he was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. There, in 1821, the man who once ruled Europe died in isolation, dreaming of his lost empire. Conclusion: the legacy. Napoleon Bonaparte remains one of the most polarizing figures in history. Was he a hero of the Enlightenment or a power-hungry dictator? He left behind a legacy of meritocracy and law, but also a trail of millions dead. Perhaps he said it best himself: death is nothing, but to live defeated and inglorious is to die daily. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the life of Napoleon. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like and subscribe to Discovery the World and Fantasy. What historical figure should we explore next? Let us know in the comments below.